Here, there is no such thing as absolute safety. Any solitary footstep can be an invitation to death. A single moment of carelessness can be paid for with a life. Every creature is either a hunter or prey. Only the adaptable have the right to survive. Under the searing sun of the Serengeti plains, a family of warthogs is intent on unearthing the last of the tender roots. They may appear ungainly and clumsy, but their looks are deceiving. Warthogs are tenacious fighters with razor-sharp tusks, ready to tear into any careless predator. But in this place, every creature is either a hunter or prey. From within the parched ochre grasses, a pride of lionesses has already taken its position, unseen. Without a sound, they wait patiently for their moment with absolute stillness. A single moment of carelessness can be paid for with a life. A merciless cordon begins to tighten. A piercing shriek tears through the silent air. The warthog family bolts with astonishing speed, but it is already too late. The queens of the grassland have locked onto their target. With a blistering burst of speed and a fatal bite to the throat, the lioness brings down her prey in an instant. The bloody feast has only just begun. And yet, here, there is no such thing as absolute safety. The thick scent of fresh blood drifts on the wind, awakening the most cunning of Africa's opportunists. From the horizon, an eerie, chilling laugh rises. It is not a sound of joy, but a trumpet call heralding a brutal war for food. A clan of spotted hyenas emerges from the dusty haze. More than 20 pairs of ravenous, greedy eyes are fixed upon the warthog carcass. But when they gather as a cunning and audacious clan, they are willing to dethrone even kings. The proud hunters are now forced onto the defensive. The pride snarls, baring its teeth to protect its hard-won meal from the cackling pack, which draws ever closer. As the hyena's footsteps fade, another shadow appears, the hippopotamus. They are known as the irascible giants. They dominate the wetlands with sheer brawn and formidable teeth. Though they may seem slow, hippos are a terror to crocodiles and desperately thirsty buffalo alike. Their simmering gaze is ever watchful, guarding a narrow but powerful territory in the dry season. Beneath the murky water, where the hippos hold court, an ancient phantom lies in silent ambush. These are the colossal crocodiles, the river's most patient predators. Despite their powerful jaws and armored skin, they keep a respectful distance from a hippo's wrath. The hippo and the crocodile share the same narrow territory in the dry season, creating a coexistence fraught with tension. A crocodile can easily take down a stray buffalo, but it knows that to attack a hippo is suicide. The hippo's muscular power and enormous canine teeth are a terror to even these cold-blooded assassins. In turn, the hippos largely ignore the crocodiles swimming around them, so long as they do not threaten the calves of the pod. It is a fragile equilibrium, an unspoken treaty between the two most powerful forces in the waterhole. Far from the chaos and roars of the crowded waterhole, The eyes of the migrating herds turn towards the mobile watchtowers that stand tall against the sky. Above the thorn bushes, a herd of giraffes silently observes the Great Migration, blessed with a superior vantage point from their incredible height. Their long, slender legs allow them to step through the deep mud where a young buffalo might struggle to survive. A mother giraffe uses her dexterous tongue to select the greenest leaves from the highest branches. Though gentle, every step they take is filled with caution, ever wary of the hunting phantoms concealed in the thickets. From a distance, the sharp eyes of a cheetah watch the slightest movement of the weaker gazelles that have fallen behind the herd. It does not stage a noisy ambush like a pride of lions, but waits patiently for its moment with absolute stillness. With its slender body and a brain wired for speed, it is the embodiment of cunning and courage in the struggle for existence. A blistering burst of speed can turn it into a golden blur, aimed squarely at the small, exhausted targets. In this world, the cheetah understands that only speed and resolve will grant it one more day of life. Leaving behind the heavy footfalls and the fierce struggle for survival on the sun-scorched savannah, we enter a completely different realm, where the immense and silent ocean lies beneath a pale sky. The space is quiet, the wind exceptionally gentle. The waves glide quietly over the surface, carrying the rhythm of a world long since awakened. Here, in the open waters of the planet's largest ocean, life begins not with sound or strength, but with patience and time. Beneath the surface, sunlight fades into shifting shades of blue. Tiny, invisible, yet essential floating organisms gather in the ocean currents. They are the first sparks in a chain that sustains the entire ocean. From these fragile beginnings, ecosystems arise and life radiates. This is a world shaped by movement, by tides and temperatures, and by the unseen currents that guide all living things. Every creature, from the smallest to the largest, plays a part in maintaining the balance of this colossal system. On this journey, we discover 5 creatures that represent the stages of life in the Pacific. From a silent genesis to the most extraordinary forms, this is the story of the Pacific Ocean. A story in which life truly begins to flourish. Plankton, the very genesis of life. Suspended in the water and carried endlessly by the currents are trillions of microscopic organisms known as plankton. They are adrift and aimless, guided by temperature, light, and the slow circulation of the sea. Energy becomes structure, and structure becomes habitat. From the dense architecture of the coral reef, life begins to move outwards. The energy that was once plankton, then shaped into coral, now fuels larger travelers. Among them is the sea turtle, a relic from an ancient world. For over 100 million years, sea turtles have navigated these waters, long before the reefs reached their present form. Guided by instinct and the currents, they move between feeding grounds and nesting beaches, linking distant ecosystems into a single living network. Around the reefs, sea turtles graze on algae and invertebrates. In doing so, they help to regulate the health of the reef, preventing overgrowth and maintaining balance. But turtles do more than just feed. As they travel immense distances, they transport nutrients from one region to another. What begins on the reef is carried out into the open ocean. And what forms in distant waters is brought back to coastal habitats. By their movement alone, sea turtles spread life. Their slow presence contrasts with the speed of the fish and predators around them. Yet this calm endurance is their strength. They withstand storms, shifting currents, and long migrations with remarkable resilience. Survival, however, is never guaranteed. Only a tiny fraction of hatchlings will ever reach adulthood. Those that do survive carry the memory of the ocean within them, returning, decades later, to the very same beaches where their journey began. From coral cities to the open sea, the sea turtle embodies the next stage. They are not the builders like the coral, but the conveyors carrying life forward. As life expands beyond the reefs, the ocean becomes a place of perpetual motion. Here, survival depends on awareness and cooperation. It is in these waters that the dolphin thrives. Moving in close-knit pods, dolphins are among the most intelligent animals in the ocean. Their world is shaped not by sight, but by sound. Through a series of clicks and whistles, they communicate, coordinate, and navigate the vast blue expanse. Dolphins hunt together, encircling shoals of fish and acting as a single, unified entity. Each individual understands its role, its movements perfectly attuned to the group. What one dolphin senses, the entire pod reacts to. In this way, intelligence becomes a shared resource, increasing the chances of survival for all. Their presence reflects the growing complexity of life in the Pacific. Where plankton drifts blindly and coral stands still, dolphins move with purpose. They learn, adapt, and remember. Knowledge is passed from one generation to the next. Hunting techniques, migration routes, social bonds. Dolphins also play a vital role in maintaining balance. By preying on mid-sized fish, they help to regulate the populations that feed on plankton. Their actions ripple through the ecosystem, affecting life far beyond their immediate reach. But dolphins are more than just predators. They exhibit curiosity, playfulness, and cooperation rarely seen in other species. They protect injured members and form lifelong bonds. In them, the Pacific reveals a new phase of life, one guided by intelligence and social connection. As the sun sets and the ocean darkens, the dolphin pods continue their journey. Yet even they are not the final expression of life. Far offshore, where the Pacific becomes vast and seemingly infinite, the water rises and falls with slow, powerful swells. Gliding through the open ocean is the blue whale. It is the largest animal that has ever lived on Earth. Longer than a basketball court, heavier than even the largest dinosaurs. The blue whale represents an achievement of life unlike anything that has come before. Yet its power is built not on teeth, speed, or aggression. It is built on abundance. Despite its immense size, the blue whale feeds almost exclusively on krill, tiny crustaceans no bigger than a human finger. These krill gather in dense swarms drawn by blooms of plankton. When feeding, the whale lunges forward, engulfing a huge volume of seawater, then filters it through its baleen plates, trapping millions of krill in a single mouthful. In that moment, the entire chain of life converges. They follow invisible pathways shaped by temperature, currents, and the seasonal pulse of plankton and krill. This is the culmination of life in the ocean, and with every breath the blue whale takes, the cycle begins again. Unlike any other species, humans do not hunt just to survive. They harvest on an industrial scale. Using technology instead of adaptation, they reach into every level of the marine world. From coastal reefs to the deepest waters, fishing fleets remove millions of tons of life each year. Species are taken faster than they can recover. Migration patterns shift, and food chains are stretched thin. The absence of one population puts pressure on many others. On the surface, the ocean bears visible scars. Plastic fragments drift with the plankton, mistaken for food by fish, turtles, and seabirds. Chemicals from rivers spread silently into the sea. The noise from ships and sonar fills the deep, disrupting the communication of whales and dolphins. Even the climate has become part of the equation. As the planet warms, the Pacific absorbs vast amounts of heat and carbon dioxide. Coral reefs bleach and weaken. The distribution of plankton changes with the temperature. The very foundation of the system begins to shift. As the foundation changes, everything above it is forced to adapt. And yet, humanity is not merely a disruptive force. It is also one of unique awareness. For the first time in the ocean's history, one species can observe the entire system, measure its currents, and track its migrations. Marine protected areas are beginning to form. Fishing practices are evolving. Conservation efforts are allowing some populations to recover. Sea slugs, the ocean's colorful enigmas. Beneath the surface, where vibrant corals and schools of fish drift, there exists a hidden world of colorful creatures. Among the most fascinating and visually striking are sea slugs, a group of soft-bodied, often brilliantly colored mollusks found in marine environments worldwide. Sea slugs, also known as nudibranchs, come in an extraordinary diversity of colors, shapes, and sizes. From neon pinks to electric blues and fiery oranges, these creatures seem almost otherworldly. Their colorful bodies are often covered in intricate frills and tentacle-like extensions, which give them a unique appearance. But these creatures are not just beautiful. They also play a crucial role in the ocean's ecosystem. Sea slugs are a type of gastropod mollusk and have evolved specialized feeding habits. Some species feed on algae, others consume sponges, while some even prey on venomous organisms. In doing so, they help regulate the populations of these creatures. What makes sea slugs even more fascinating is their defensive capabilities. Many species have developed incredible mechanisms to protect themselves. Some sea slugs store toxins from the organisms they consume, making them poisonous to potential predators. Others display bright colors as a warning signal, letting predators know they are toxic and should be avoided. Some species can even sequester toxins from other creatures, turning them into their own defensive weapons. Beyond their beauty and defense mechanisms, sea slugs are also remarkable for their ability to regenerate body parts. Some species can regrow lost appendages, allowing them to recover from injuries. The study of sea slugs has opened new doors in the field of marine biology and has even led to the discovery of potential medical properties. Scientists are studying the chemical compounds found in some species of sea slugs for their potential use in pharmaceuticals. The beautiful and mysterious sea slugs of the ocean remind us that even the smallest of creatures can hold great significance. The octopus, masters of the deep. Beneath the surface, one of the most intriguing of all creatures thrives, the octopus. With its malleable body, 8 arms, and its power of camouflage, the octopus is both mysterious and intelligent. These incredible animals can change their color and texture to blend in perfectly with their surroundings. What truly sets the octopus apart is its extraordinary intelligence. Renowned for its problem-solving abilities, an octopus can open jars, navigate through mazes, and even escape from enclosures. In some instances, they have been observed using tools or manipulating objects in their environment to acquire food. The arms of an octopus are a marvel in their own right. Each arm is covered in suckers that can grip, hold, and manipulate objects with incredible precision. These suckers are not just for gripping. They also contain sensitive chemoreceptors, allowing the octopus to taste its environment. The octopus's most remarkable trait is its ability to regenerate. If it loses an arm, it can grow a new one. This ability gives the octopus an incredible survival advantage, ensuring it remains a formidable predator. Another fascinating aspect is its defense mechanism. When threatened, an octopus can release a cloud of ink, creating a disorienting screen for a predator. Additionally, many octopus species have remarkable mimicking abilities, often changing their shape and texture to resemble other sea animals, such as sea snakes or lionfish. But for all its remarkable abilities, the octopus is not invincible. It is a solitary animal, often living in dens and avoiding other creatures. The octopus remains one of the most captivating and mysterious animals in the ocean, continually fascinating scientists and explorers alike. The manta ray, the winged souls of the ocean. In the vast blue, where sunlight filters through in shifting patterns, comes one of the ocean's most graceful forms, the manta ray. With a wingspan that can reach 23 feet, it glides through the water as if flying in slow motion. Its movement is poetry written in currents. Each sweep of its fins lifts it higher, each turn a silent dance. Unlike the stingray, the manta bears no venom, no barb, no hidden threat. It is, instead, a gentle filter feeder, banking slowly through nutrient-rich waters to sift tiny organisms from the sea. Divers who have encountered a feeding manta describe the experience as being in the presence of an angelic figure. A creature whose size should inspire fear, but instead radiates only peace. Their bodies are living canvases, dark on top, light below, and marked with unique patterns on their underside. These markings, like fingerprints, allow scientists to identify individuals over years and across oceans. Some mantas are known to return to the same reefs and cleaning stations, where smaller fish gather to pick parasites from their great wings. But the most breathtaking spectacle of all is the manta's leap. On rare occasions, these giants launch themselves from the sea, soaring for a moment in the air before crashing back down. Why they do this remains a mystery. Perhaps to communicate, to remove parasites, or simply as an expression of vitality. Whatever the reason, it is one of nature's purest sights, a creature of the water momentarily defying its world. The manta ray is also one of the most intelligent of all fish. Their large brain, the largest of any ray or shark relative to body size, suggests complex behavior and memory. Observers have witnessed them approaching divers with curiosity, circling slowly as if to study them in return. In their calm gaze, there is something almost knowing, a reminder that the ocean holds forms of awareness we are only just beginning to comprehend. Yet, like so many of the sea's giants, the manta ray is under threat. Targeted in some regions for its gill plates and vulnerable to entanglement in nets. Conservation efforts are now seeking to protect these souls of the ocean, recognizing that their survival is tied to the health of the entire marine ecosystem. To meet a manta ray is to witness balance power without aggression, size without dominance, and mystery without menace. It reminds us that beauty in the ocean is not always hidden in the small, but also found in the grand and the mighty. As it banks its great wings and vanishes into the blue, the question remains, will we allow the manta ray to continue its endless flight? The answer lies with us. For in protecting the manta, we protect the very grace of the ocean itself. The whale shark, the gentle giant. In the vast blue expanse of the tropics drifts the world's largest fish, the whale shark. Despite its colossal size, growing up to 40 feet in length and weighing over 20 tons, it is not a fearsome predator, but a placid filter feeder. Yet, so much of their lives remains unknown. Where they give birth, how long they live, and the full extent of their migrations are still secrets. Every encounter is fleeting, like a glimpse into an unfinished story the ocean is not yet ready to reveal. For divers, to swim alongside a whale shark is to feel both awe and humility. Its massive body moves with the gentlest flick of its tail, dwarfing any human nearby. Yet it shows no aggression, only a calm indifference, as if a person were just another floating presence on its endless journey. Its skin, patterned with white spots and stripes, reflects the sunlight like stars scattered across a dark sky. But the story of the whale shark is also one of fragility. These giants face growing threats from human activity. Accidental entanglement in fishing nets, collisions with ships, and the degradation of their coastal habitats. Though protected in many countries, their slow growth and late maturity make them especially vulnerable. Each whale shark lost is a loss that echoes across generations, a reminder that even the gentle giants of the ocean are not safe. It is a symbol of balance, of the harmony between size and gentleness, between mystery and revelation. Its presence reminds us that the ocean is not just a place of predators and prey, but also of peace and extraordinary beauty. The question remains, in a world where the largest fish feeds on the smallest of fare, can we find a way to live with similar grace? The whale shark shows us that power does not always roar. Sometimes it simply glides by, leaving only wonder in its wake. And as night falls, the struggle for survival continues, silent, brutal, but also filled with wonder. For in every breath of nature, life will always find a way, no matter how fragile. In the dense forests of Central Africa, Chimpanzees, our closest living relatives, live in incredibly cohesive social groups with clear hierarchies and some of the most complex behaviors in nature. The chimpanzee diet consists mainly of fruits, young leaves, seeds, and insects. And they are known to use tools such as sticks to fish for termites and stones to crack nuts, demonstrating a remarkable evolutionary intelligence. However, in recent decades, scientists have observed a notable shift. Chimpanzees have begun to hunt vertebrate prey, particularly red colobus monkeys. Meat is not only a valuable source of protein, but also a tool for forging social bonds. Males share meat with females, or their allies, to strengthen their position. From gentle fruit gatherers, chimpanzees have transformed into strategic hunters, using their intelligence and coordination to adapt to a fiercely competitive environment. The journey for survival takes us across the globe to a frozen land that governs all life. In the icy forests and snow-covered plains of North America, the gray wolf is a symbol of coordination, discipline, and resilience. They are not solitary or reckless creatures. They live by the strength of the pack. A full-grown wolf weighs from 77 to 132 pounds, with a muscular build. They can travel dozens of miles a day through forests, snow-covered hills, and frozen streams in search of prey. But what makes the gray wolf truly formidable is not its strength, but its cohesive social structure, which resembles a true family. Each pack has from 6 to over 15 individuals, led by an alpha pair. The other members assist in hunting, raising the young, and defending the territory. The enemy is not only the harsh wilderness, but also the scarcity of prey. So, instead of chasing small animals, grey wolves focus on larger game like moose, deer, and especially bison. Bison can weigh up to a ton and stand 3 times taller than a wolf, but by using intelligent encircling tactics, the pack can turn this giant into a feast for all. On a white morning with biting winds, a pack of grey wolves moves silently across the snow-covered plains. On the horizon, a herd of bison slowly crosses the prairie. The chosen prey is a young bison that has fallen behind the herd. The wolves do not attack immediately. They wait, and then the opportunity comes. Victory comes not from individual power, but from discipline, persistence, and perfect coordination. In a frozen world where every day is a test of survival, the grey wolf has turned teamwork into its greatest instinct. In the frigid oceans of the North Pacific and North Atlantic, amidst the white-capped waves and bottomless depths, humpback whales emerge as silent giants. They can reach up to 50 feet in length and weigh over 33 tons, and are characterized by their long pectoral fins, like great arms sweeping through the water. Despite their colossal size, humpback whales are mostly solitary, gathering only during mating or migration seasons. However, When it comes to feeding, especially when they hunt schools of herring or krill, they will cooperate closely to execute one of the ocean's most spectacular strategies: bubble net feeding. This temporary cooperation shows that even solitary creatures know when they need an ally. And when they do, they act with absolute precision. Orcas are the apex predators of the ocean. Members of the dolphin family, they grow up to 30 feet long and weigh nearly 6.5 tons, and are renowned for their striking black and white coloration and extraordinary intelligence. They live in small groups called pods, typically consisting of mothers and their offspring. It is an incredibly cohesive matriarchal society. Thanks to complex communication skills, they hunt with high strategy and coordination. Their prey is diverse, from small fish and seals to large sharks and even whale calves. Orcas even teach their young how to hunt by simulating situations, something rarely seen outside the human sphere. Intelligent and highly organized, they are the true queens of the deep sea. When the rains flood the Amazon and the forest floor is submerged, the piranha, a notoriously predatory fish, enters a unique phase of hunting. Piranhas typically live in schools, possessing razor-sharp teeth, swift reflexes, and an extremely keen sense of smell. They feed mainly on small fish, carrion, and insects. In the vast, flooded world of the Amazon forest, the piranha is a predator that doesn't need to move, but rather lets its prey fall into its trap. On the sun-scorched grasslands of Africa, a land of magnificent names like lion, leopard, crocodile, and hyena. Few would suspect that an animal bearing a less than elegant name like the warthog is one of the savannah's fiercest warriors. Though neither as elegant nor as graceful as a cheetah, the warthog lives a long and comfortable life, thanks to its clever strategies and the natural weapons on its face, its tusks. At first glance, they might seem like a wilder version of a domestic pig. With a short, stocky body, thick, sparsely haired skin, and a face full of warts. But do not be deceived by their strange appearance. What stands out most are their long, upward-curving upper tusks, which, along with their sharp lower tusks, form a highly effective weapon. Although warthogs are not aggressive, they do not hesitate to turn and face an enemy when cornered. They charge with surprising speed, lowering their heads and striking powerfully with their tusks in a counterattack strong enough to injure predators. There are many cases where hyenas, leopards, and even lions have had to abandon the chase of such an unappealing but difficult opponent. Warthogs are not just strong, they are also highly strategic. They often use abandoned burrows, especially those made by aardvarks, as shelters. When they enter the burrow, they reverse in, pointing their tusks towards the entrance, creating an impregnable fortress. In their daily lives, warthogs eat grass, roots, and occasionally insects, living a simple but highly adapted existence. They run with their tails held erect like an antenna, giving them a quick and quirky appearance, but making them unpredictable and difficult for predators to hunt. The warthog may not win the savannah's beauty contest, but if there were a competition for resilient survival, it would surely be a top contender. In a world where beauty can sometimes be a trap, the warthog's ruggedness and tenacity are the keys to survival. There is one thing that few would suspect. The warthog, seemingly solitary and shy, has a close ally in the wild world: the mongoose. On the arid plains of Africa, when the heat is intense and parasites begin to multiply on a warthog's skin, there are no spas open for business. But not to worry, for there is a mobile grooming team. The banded mongoose appears, ready for service. Whenever the warthogs feel the need for some personal care, they lie on their bellies, stretch out their legs, and settle onto the ground. But it is actually a polite invitation. The mongooses scurry over, hop onto the warthog's back, and begin to remove ticks, mites, parasites, and dead skin cells. In return, they receive a hearty, easy-to-find meal without having to dig. This relationship is a perfect symbiosis, where everyone benefits. The warthog gets cleaned, feels more comfortable, and is less prone to skin infections. Meanwhile, the mongoose gets a full stomach, stays safe, and enjoys a bristle massage. Not all large animals have the patience and intelligence required to cooperate in this way, but the warthog does. Beneath the brilliant light of day, there are shadows that are more silent and more dangerous, hunting with absolute precision. At the edge of the short grass, where steam rises from the hot rocks and birds hop restlessly. The caracal crouches, its tufted ears erect, attentive to the slightest sound. With its golden coat, slender body, and erect ears, the caracal is a skilled predator of the arid regions. Its powerful hind legs allow it to leap over 10 feet into the air and catch birds in flight with its sharp claws. Living a solitary life at the edge of the forest and among the bushes, the caracal needs to make no sound. If the caracal is a predator of heat and dust, its relatives have chosen other battlegrounds, no less harsh. From the Strait of Gibraltar, the Western Mediterranean takes shape as a distinct biological realm. It is the first region to receive the cold, oxygen-rich and nutrient-dense waters from the Atlantic. This cold, oxygenated water creates ideal conditions for marine life to flourish. In the Alboran Sea, in particular, a natural process known as upwelling frequently occurs. As a result, this area boasts the highest level of primary productivity in the entire Mediterranean region. Amidst the cool blue waters, where oxygen and sunlight are plentiful, a small dash of color suddenly appears on the cliffs. It is the Atlantic puffin. Often nicknamed the clown of the sea for its striking triangular beak, painted in shades of red, orange, yellow, and gray. This vibrant palette appears only in the spring, during the breeding season, and quietly fades as winter returns. Inside, thin plates act as superfine combs, separating food from mud and water. With this setup, a single puffin can dive and catch more than 10 fish at once, neatly arranged in its beak. Despite its rounded body and seemingly clumsy appearance on land, the puffin transforms underwater. Its small wings act as aquatic paddles, generating powerful propulsion through the water. During their migration, puffins follow ocean currents and wind patterns to seek out nutrient-rich waters. The Alboran Sea, in particular, benefits from the interaction of Atlantic currents and local winds. Now, let us dive deeper beneath the waves. Below the clear blue surface are lush seagrass meadows known as Mediterranean tapeweed. These underwater forests store carbon, produce oxygen, and serve as a crucial sanctuary for hundreds of species. In deeper waters, colonies of long-lived oysters build enormous limestone reefs over centuries. Beneath the crystalline waters of the western Mediterranean, vast beds of Posidonia oceanica form silent underwater meadows. Loggerhead sea turtles are frequent visitors to these seagrass beds, drawn here to feed and rest. The loggerhead's oversized head is not just a distinguishing feature, it is a specialized hunting tool. Within that seemingly cumbersome head lies a powerful jaw structure capable of generating one of the strongest bites. This allows the loggerhead to easily crush the hard shells of crabs, snails, clams, and other crustaceans. Despite its slow, awkward movements on sandy shores, the loggerhead is capable of swimming thousands of miles. In the Pacific, some individuals have been recorded traveling over 9,000 miles from Japan to the waters of Mexico. In the Mediterranean, their journeys are shorter, but no less demanding. To navigate, loggerheads rely on the Earth's magnetic field as a natural map. From the moment they hatch, loggerhead sea turtles enter a mysterious chapter that biologists call the lost years. During this time, they follow major ocean currents, where floating mats of algae provide both food and shelter. Perhaps one of the most profound and moving mysteries of the natural world is the power of memory. After decades of wandering the vast, open ocean, how does a solitary creature remember the way back home? It has no map, no compass. It has only an invisible chart etched deep within its genetic code, a whisper of the Earth's magnetic field, guiding it back to the very same sands where it first drew breath. This journey across thousands of miles is more than a migration. It is a pilgrimage. An ancient promise fulfilled, to complete a circle of life that has been repeated since the age of the dinosaurs. An adult loggerhead turtle averages about 297 pounds with a carapace length of up to 35 inches. They typically begin to reproduce between the ages of 17 and 33 and can live for more than 60 years. A single turtle may return to the very same stretch of sand where it once hatched to lay its eggs. As they mature, loggerheads return to coastal waters and begin to select long-term feeding grounds. The Western Mediterranean has become one of their key destinations thanks to its open marine ecosystems. It is the ocean sunfish, the gentle giant of the sea with its flat disc-like body. Shaped like a severed fish head without a tail, the sunfish lacks a traditional caudal fin. Its two large vertical fins flap like oars, giving it a slow, clumsy swimming motion. Weighing up to nearly 6,000 pounds, the sunfish holds the record as the heaviest bony fish in the world. Yet, within that massive body is a gentle creature with a small mouth and fused teeth. For much of the day, the sunfish stays near the surface, where temperatures are stable and food is abundant. Their characteristic sunbathing behavior usually occurs in the morning when the sunfish floats on its side, basking in the sunday. Some individuals are capable of diving to depths of over 650 feet, though only for short periods. History is not always written on stone or paper. Sometimes it is inscribed on the flesh itself. Each scar on the body of a Risso's dolphin is a chapter in the chronicle of its life. A mark from a confrontation with a giant squid in the abyss. A scratch from the complex social interactions with its own kind. Over time, their bodies become a living tapestry, recording every battle, every journey, every encounter. To look upon a mature Risso's dolphin is not just to see a creature. It is to read the story of a life, fully lived. But deeper, in the twilight layers, another presence emerges, the Risso's dolphin. From birth, the skin of a Risso's dolphin is typically a pale brown or silvery grey. But over time, every social interaction and every deep-sea hunt leaves its mark. By adulthood, an individual can appear almost entirely white, as if its body has recorded its entire history. With a robust body, about 10 to 13 feet long and weighing from 660 to 880 pounds. This unique body design reflects a highly specialized evolutionary path, one built for a life of nocturnal squid hunting. In the western Mediterranean, where the seabed slopes into deep canyons, Risso's dolphins inhabit the edges of the continental shelves. However, since 2014, a notable shift has occurred. More individuals have been observed farther offshore at an average of 29 miles. Current estimates suggest about 2,000 individuals in winter and 1,400 in summer in the northwestern Mediterranean alone. Their social structure is highly fluid. They typically live in groups of 10 to 50 individuals. The Western Mediterranean provides Risso's dolphins with an ideal environment for hunting and sustaining their numbers. But this dependence on a very specific habitat also makes the species extremely vulnerable. Noise pollution from ship traffic, military sonar, and offshore oil exploration severely disrupts their ability to navigate. This is the largest and most powerful of the bluefin species. In the grand design of the ocean, they are machines of speed. An adult Atlantic bluefin tuna can grow up to 10.5 feet long and weigh nearly 2,000 pounds. Their circulatory system has a mechanism that allows them to maintain a body temperature 18 to 27 degrees Fahrenheit higher than the surrounding water. Their bodies are built almost entirely of muscle, in constant motion. But more remarkable than their strength is the lifelong journey they undertake. Atlantic bluefin tuna are born in only two places, the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Mediterranean. These are born in the nutrient-rich coastal waters off the Balearic Islands and the Alboran Sea. Then, after 4 to 6 years, they return to the very place they were born to reproduce. Satellite tracking shows that up to 68% of tagged individuals return to their original birthplace. They spawn in the summer, from May to July, when water temperature and salinity reach optimal levels. A single adult female can lay up to 10 million eggs in one season, though less than 1% survive. Commercially, the Atlantic bluefin tuna is of staggering value. A single fish can be auctioned for up to $3 million at top seafood markets in Tokyo. Their prized belly section, known as toro, has a melt-in-your-mouth texture and a rich, fatty flavor. But toro is not just a delicacy for humans, it is also a favorite target of orcas. Power is not always the ultimate weapon in the ocean. Sometimes it is intelligence. These orcas are not just predators. They are strategists, masters of tactics, who have developed a unique culture. They have observed, learned, and passed down knowledge from one generation to the next. How to exploit the labors of man. Instead of spending hours chasing down a swift tuna, they have learned a far simpler method. Let the fisherman do the hard work. The act that is about to unfold is not merely theft. It is a display of social intelligence, a testament that even in the wild, knowledge is power. Beneath the deep blue waters of the Alboran Sea, pods of orcas are often seen patrolling the tuna fishing grounds. With fine-tuned hearing and meticulous encirclement tactics, they target adult Atlantic bluefin tuna. Hunting a bluefin tuna can take hours, requiring extraordinary endurance and cooperation. Biologically, the orca possesses a brain comparable in size to that of an African elephant, with the second highest brain-to-body mass ratio. Their neocortex, the region associated with emotion and social cognition, is highly developed. Despite the nickname killer whale, the orca is actually the largest member of the dolphin family. Evolutionarily, they diverged from their closest dolphin relatives about 2 million years ago. In the Western Mediterranean, orcas are rare but not unfamiliar residents. They are most frequently observed around the Strait of Gibraltar and the Alboran Sea. The Gibraltar orca groups have been identified as having distinct acoustic dialects. Each pod maintains its own sound language for communication and navigation, suggesting the presence of regional culture. Much like elephants on land, an older matriarch often leads the pod, passing down knowledge. No radar, no signal. Just a pale silhouette gliding beneath the deep blue surface. And then it is gone. Even in a sea as seemingly familiar as the Western Mediterranean, the appearance of a great white shark still unsettles. The species can grow up to 20 or even 23 feet long, weighing more than 4,400 pounds as an adult. Thanks to a network of blood vessels, the heat generated by its powerful muscles is retained rather than lost. Vital organs like the eyes, swimming muscles, and even the stomach are maintained at a temperature 7 to 13 degrees Fahrenheit higher. The great white shark also employs a precision sensory system known as the ampullae of Lorenzini. Tiny electrosensitive pores are scattered across its snout. Its jaw contains about 300 razor-sharp triangular teeth, arranged in 5 rotating rows. As prey swims peacefully above, a sudden vertical strike comes without warning. With a bite force of up to 18,216 newtons, bone shatters the moment those triangular blades lock on. As an apex predator, the great white shark sits at the top of the ocean food chain. It has no natural enemies except for the orca, a hunter equipped with precision sonar and strategic coordination. When these two giants meet, victory depends not on teeth or speed, but on teamwork and memory. The great white shark may be a fearsome hunter, but to an orca, it becomes prey with no quarter given. Today, the species faces a serious risk of disappearance due to its slow reproductive rate. Coupled with pressures from bycatch, harvesting for fins and teeth, and the trade in its tissues. The International Union for Conservation of Nature now lists the great white shark in this region as critically endangered. Unlike the sudden, silent presence of the great white shark, the blue shark is seen more frequently, yet it remains an enigma. It lives far from shore, present year-round in the western Mediterranean, though its density varies with the seasons. Satellite tag data show that from May to October, blue sharks are most concentrated in the Alboran Sea. Unlike coastal or deep-sea predators, the blue shark has evolved to thrive in the open ocean. Its deep indigo back fades to a turquoise along its flanks and a silvery white underneath. This coloration renders it nearly invisible when viewed from above or below. In the deep blue waters of the Mediterranean, a sleek silhouette shimmers with turquoise and glides by. The blue shark, slender and nearly 10 feet long, is built for speed and endurance. Its keen sense of smell can detect dilute traces of blood from hundreds of yards away. When a target appears, a stray school of mackerel, the shark's sharp dorsal fin cuts through the water. Reproductively, blue shark embryos develop inside the mother's body and are born fully formed. A single female can give birth to between 25 and over 100 pups, with a record of 135 in 1 litter. Blue shark fins are particularly prized in Asian shark fin markets. In the Western Mediterranean, the blue shark is a symbol of biological connectivity across oceans. As the blue shark cuts through the open ocean like a living blade on its hunts, far below at depths of 1,000 to 1,600 feet, a colossal silhouette silently emerges. It is the fin whale, the graceful giant of the sea. This awe-inspiring creature can reach up to 79 feet in length and weigh around about 170,000 pounds. In the Western Mediterranean, fin whales migrate seasonally, taking advantage of the nutrient-rich waters for feeding. Despite their enormous size, their bodies are elongated and hydrodynamic. That is why they are often called the greyhounds of the sea. One of the species' most unique features is the asymmetrical coloration on its head, particularly along the lower jaw. A bright white on the right side and a dark grey on the left. This phenomenon is entirely unique. With a swift burst into a school of krill or small fish, the fin whale opens its mouth wide, expanding like a vacuum. Then, it closes its mouth and uses a massive tongue like a soft rubber piston to push water through its baleen plates. This behavior requires a perfect combination of speed, mouth, volume, breath control, and mechanical precision. Though not an active predator, the fin whale is one of the planet's largest biological filters. In the heart of the Mediterranean Sea, where the surface waters deepen to a dark indigo as they drift offshore, the striped dolphin is a common sight. They travel in pods from a few dozen to several hundred, surfacing and diving in a sharp, synchronized rhythm. With a slender body about 6.5 to 8 feet long and distinctive black stripes running from eye to flank. They are not solitary hunters, but high-speed artists of motion. In the Gulf of Taranto, surveys from 2011 to 2015 recorded an average density of about 2.5 individuals per square mile. Beneath the deep blue surface, the striped dolphin is a spectacle of kinetic energy. They can leap 20 to 23 feet into the air, twisting their tails mid-flight like the ballet dancers of the sea. The sounds they produce, including clicks, burst pulses, and whistles. They descend into the mesopelagic zone, rich in squid, fish, and crustaceans, using their advanced echolocation abilities. However, in recent years, industrial fishing, ship traffic, and noise pollution have pushed these dolphins. However, data from the Habitats Directive Monitoring Program offers hope. With a stable social system, formidable hunting skills, and agile movement through shifting currents. Just beneath the waves where the striped dolphin just vanished into the deep blue of the central Mediterranean, a long, sharp silhouette silently emerges from the deeper waters. It is the swordfish, the solitary hunter of the open ocean, wielding a signature weapon. But in the central Mediterranean, there is another rival known for its speed, often nicknamed the warm-blooded cheetah of the ocean, the short-fin mako shark. A solitary hunter, constantly in motion, constantly fighting for survival in an ocean that changes daily. Just beyond the mako shark's hunting grounds in the deep waters of the central Mediterranean, among the vast seamount ridges, the sperm whale appears. Its massive, square-shaped head occupies nearly 1/3 of its body length, housing the unique spermaceti organ. This organ amplifies a series of clicks into powerful ultrasonic beams for echolocation. A sperm whale's hunting journey often lasts up to 90 minutes. The social behavior of sperm whales in the central Mediterranean is more complex than one might expect. Female whales and their young live together in matrilineal groups, cooperating to raise the next generation. Adult males, on the other hand, live solitary lives or form small bachelor pods. Communication is carried out through a system of codas, rhythmic sequences of clicks. The reproductive biology of the sperm whale is particularly slow. Females reach a reproductive length of about 33 to 39 feet, while males grow to about 52 to 59 feet. Dives lasting up to an hour or more into the abyss push the limits of pressure and oxygen. However, studies have found that old whale skeletons often show signs of a vascular necrosis. In the eastern Mediterranean, this is a species that chooses not explosive action, but instead follows a strategy of slow living. A gestation of nearly 2 years, the longest reproductive cycle of all shark species. With a body often likened to the classic image of a shark, the dusky shark has a long torpedo-like shape. Adults can grow over 13 feet long and weigh more than 750 pounds. However, behind this iconic appearance lies a biological paradox. The dusky shark lives a life so slow that it seems out of sync with a fast-moving world. Females do not begin to reproduce until around age 21. Males mature slightly earlier, at about 19. When mating occurs, the gestation lasts from 22 to 24 months, one of the longest pregnancies. A single reproductive cycle can last up to 3 years. In the eastern Mediterranean, this species moves silently along the coastal currents. In this unusually warm pocket of water, researchers have found adult dusky sharks. Diving to depths of about 65 to 260 feet, where the reefs are obscured in shadow. You will encounter a creature entirely different from the dusky shark, the Mediterranean moray eel. The Mediterranean moray is a master of staying still, choosing to live hidden among narrow rock crevices. Its long, muscular body is covered in a slippery mucus layer which helps protect against parasites. In some cases, this mucus contains mild hemolytic toxins that can cause minor skin irritation. A continuous, ribbon-like fin runs from its back to its tail, enveloping the body in a fluid motion. The species is faithful to fixed rock formations and reefs, sometimes found scattered at depths of 330 feet. The Mediterranean moray grows slowly, with an average lifespan of up to 38 years. During the day, they remain almost completely hidden in crevices, with only their heads protruding to observe. Their diet is varied, but consists mainly of small fish, crabs, shrimp, and especially octopus and squid. In addition to their sharp outer jaws, they possess a pharyngeal jaw located deep in their throat. This mechanism operates independently of the main jaw, allowing the moray to effectively capture and swallow prey. From the warm waters of the Red Sea, a striking creature silently began its journey north, the lionfish. It settled in the eastern Mediterranean, where the sea is clear but nutrient poor, and where the reefs adorned with flowing fins like silk and hues that echo the elegance of ancient ceremony. But behind that mesmerizing facade are venomous spines that punish those who come too close. Each fin contains a series of needle-sharp spines, and 18 of them are a venom injection system. The venom, a complex protein-based toxin, can cause intense localized pain and swelling. Once native to the Indo-Pacific, the lionfish has become one of the most notorious invasive species. First recorded off the coast of Israel in 1991, it quickly spread throughout the Levantine Basin. By 2024, research from Wageningen University reported growing numbers along the coastlines. In the eastern Adriatic, more than 120 individuals were recorded on citizen science platforms in just the last 6 months of 2024. The lionfish population is exploding due to their incredible reproductive rate. Each female can lay tens of thousands of eggs in a cycle that repeats every few days. Their eggs are encased in a buoyant gel that drifts with the ocean currents. Lionfish are patient hunters. Their ornate pectoral fins spread out to corner small fish. Some individuals even squirt jets of water to disorient their prey. In the eastern Mediterranean, where native fish lack natural defenses, the lionfish has caused declines. But the ecological impact goes beyond numbers. The rapid loss of native fish disrupts food webs. Many of these small fish typically graze on algae, which, if left unchecked, overgrows and smothers coral surfaces. Lionfish do not directly harm coral, but their relentless predation weakens reef systems. Under the influence of climate change, the eastern Mediterranean continues to warm. Updated ecological distribution models from 2025 predict their westward advance. Some studies suggest that without control measures, lionfish could become the dominant benthic biomass. Only 8 to 16 inches long, no one would suspect that it carries a neurotoxin thousands of times more potent than cyanide. With no predators and no controls, it reproduces rapidly and is silently destroying ecosystems. From an ecological perspective, the silver-cheeked toadfish is becoming a prime example of an invincible invader. A combination of potent toxins, aggressive behavior, rapid reproduction, bait stealing, and a complete lack of natural enemies. However, because the fish cannot be safely consumed, large-scale culling strategies are almost unfeasible. As invaders like the silver-cheeked toadfish continue to spread, an ancient symbol of the Mediterranean quietly clings to survival. The Mediterranean monk seal, the rarest seal in the world, carries no toxins, has no overwhelming tactics. Hidden in concealed sea caves and increasingly fragile coastal waters. Once common from Morocco to the Black Sea, the Mediterranean monk seal was nearly wiped out after centuries of hunting. By the early 21st century, fewer than 500 individuals remained on Earth. Thanks to dedicated conservation efforts, by 2024, the population had grown to an estimated 815 to 997 individuals. Greece and Turkey together now account for about 30 to 40% of the global population. Once giving birth on open beaches, these seals now seek refuge deep within submerged caves. Ironically, this behavior now makes them vulnerable to rising sea levels and powerful storms. Unlike many pinnipeds that congregate in large colonies, monk seals tend to be solitary. With their dark brown coats and rounded heads, they have earned the nickname the silent monks of the sea. However, their ecological role is anything but silent. As top predators, they help regulate bottom-dwelling fish populations. Greece currently hosts the largest known population, with key sites including the island of Gyaros and the Alonissos Marine Park. Turkey has recorded about 120 individuals along the coasts of Mersin, Hatay, and Antalya. However, they continue to face threats from fishing nets, tourism, and high levels of inbreeding. Its return is living proof of nature's resilience when given a chance. As the monk seal dives deep into its sea caves to escape the sun and human presence, another creature silently emerges. It is the European shag, a coastal seabird deeply tied to the towering cliffs. This is a seabird endemic to the Mediterranean with an evolutionary history stretching back over 9 million years. Unlike its close relative, the great cormorant, the European shag is completely dedicated to saltwater environments. Its slender skeleton, sloping head, and sharp beak are perfectly adapted to the rugged underwater terrain. With short wings and a compact body, it can dive up to 200 feet deep in just 30 seconds. The European shag is not a long-distance migrant. They nest in fixed locations, often choosing crevices. In the Adriatic, about 4,900 individuals overwinter, primarily along the coasts of Croatia and Italy. However, the numbers are gradually declining due to tourism pressure, light pollution, and bycatch. However, the challenges facing the Mediterranean do not stop there. This sea is warming at more than twice the rate. Between 1982 and 2019, sea surface temperatures rose by 2.3 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summer of 2024 alone, offshore waters near Corsica recorded 87.4 degrees Fahrenheit. By June 2025, marine heatwaves arrived earlier than usual, with temperature anomalies. Evaporation has surpassed precipitation, causing an increase in salinity, especially in the eastern basin. Ecosystems are suffering a heavy toll. Corals are bleaching, seagrass is yellowing, and benthic organisms are weakening. More than 85% of recent mass mortality events are linked to rising temperatures. At the same time, waves of alien species invading through the Suez Canal are disrupting the biological fabric. Even the fin whale, the only resident large whale in the Mediterranean, faces threats. The Mediterranean Sea, a body of water rich in ancient sediments, diverse landscapes, and complex ecosystems. This is no longer a warning, it is an urgent call for conservation. As of 2025, the Mediterranean has established over 1,000 marine protected areas, covering about 9.4% of its surface. In Greece, 2 new marine parks totaling 10,600 square miles have just been announced. The country has also committed €780 million to 21 conservation projects by 2030. Meanwhile, efforts to restore coral and endemic species are gaining momentum. In France, more than 800 reef-building coral clusters have been replanted in the waters of Toulon. In the eastern Mediterranean, the Life Pinna project is breeding Pinna nobilis to restore a nearly wiped-out population. Technology is also playing a crucial role. AIS tracking systems from Global Fishing Watch have detected over 9,500 days of illegal fishing. For conservation in the Mediterranean Sea to be successful in the long run, the role of communities and individuals is irreplaceable. Minimizing plastic waste, making responsible consumer choices, and avoiding behaviors harmful to the ocean. Protecting ecosystems is not just about nature, it is a conscious choice to live better. Here in Africa, a great dance of life unfolds without pause. This is an ancient cycle, led by the primal rhythm of nature. A primitive instinct surges through the veins of millions of creatures. It is the call of the greatest migration on the planet. Over 2 million creatures begin their majestic journey towards the lush grasslands of the Masai Mara. Leading the way are the zebra, the courageous pioneers. They clear the path by grazing on the coarse, older grasses, opening the way for the black sea of wildebeest that billows behind. This is not competition, but a perfect symbiotic alliance for survival. But no journey is without its trials. A great geological scar, the Mara River, stands in their path. This river is a gateway between life and death, demanding extraordinary courage. The entire army hesitates before the raging current. They need a pioneer, one individual brave enough to make the fateful leap. And then, an explosion of adrenaline. One animal plunges, and thousands immediately follow. A spectacular sight that can stir even the hardest of hearts. The Mara River never forgives. Enormous Nile crocodiles, ancient predators, have been waiting for this moment. Their jaws are the gates of death. Not even the strongest wildebeest can escape its grim fate. The swift current and the hidden hunters are a double threat. It is estimated that nearly half the herd will never reach the other side. Their lives become a feast for the river. Millions of souls have risked everything and claimed their reward. The green pastures await. But for many others, the journey has ended forever. Had they not pushed forward, the aridity of the land left behind would have killed them also. This is only the beginning of the most brutal chapter. The moment the first hooves touch solid ground, the herd walks straight into a prepared banquet. The queens of the savannah have been in position since the earth began to tremble with millions of hooves. A zebra, exhausted from its struggle with the current, has muscles filled with lactic acid. Its reflexes have become dangerously slow. It has become the perfect target. The life of one creature is the end for another. This is the unchangeable law of this land. But it is not only the queens who hunt. Science has often portrayed male lions as lazy, waiting for the lionesses to provide. But that is not always the case. A little further on, where stragglers are trying to rest, another shadow has been waiting patiently. The leopard, a master of the art of concealment. The leopard's true power lies in its silence, in the long hours of stillness, dissolving into the shadows. And here, by the river, with its prey exhausted from the perilous crossing, the stage is perfectly set. The promised land of the Masai Mara does not grant life for free. Every blade of green grass here has been nourished by the blood of past generations. As the migration moves deeper into the heart of the Masai Mara, the dry season begins to tighten its grip. The grasses turn a faded yellow, water sources slowly vanish. Concealment becomes more difficult than ever. Now, the stage belongs to the true masters of speed. A coalition of cheetahs. Instead of fighting over territory, these brothers work together to hunt. Their strength lies in their unity. A young, weak zebra, straying from the protection of the herd, is an ideal target. It is neither fast enough nor has the stamina to escape a prolonged chase. By hunting as a team, the cheetahs separate their prey, forcing it to expend its energy. One drives the prey, while the others join in for the kill. The risk is minimized, and the success rate increases dramatically. In the heat of the day, most predators rest. But the cheetah, especially a lone female, must take advantage of this time. After a chase, she needs time to catch her breath. And this is the moment she is most vulnerable to opportunists. And as expected, an uninvited guest appears. The spotted hyena, the most scorned creature on the savannah, but also one of the most successful. Many do not realize that spotted hyenas are proactive and brutally efficient predators. When the scent of fresh meat is on the wind, they know it is time to act. One should not be fooled by their ungainly appearance. The hunting success rate of a hyena can be even higher than that of a lion. Spotted hyenas live in clans, but even a single individual is a formidable opponent. For larger prey like a wildebeest, a hyena needs an organized army. A bite to the hind leg neutralizes the zebra's only weapon, its powerful back kick. Once the prey falls, the clan swarms in. With an immensely powerful bite and highly acidic stomachs, they can digest almost everything, from skin and organs to bone. After a hyena's feast, even the vultures are rarely left with a chance. But the great banquet in the Masai Mara would be incomplete without its true masters. The lion is the only big cat with a complex social life. The males, whose majestic manes are not just for show but to protect their necks in battle, are tasked with defending the territory from intruders. Meanwhile, the responsibility of feeding the family falls to the females. They are the pride's primary hunters. A wildebeest is ideal prey. It is large enough to feed a family for a day, but not as dangerous as a Cape buffalo. As the plains grow ever more arid, the lion's hunger only intensifies. This time, the prey is not one of the giants of the migration, but a Thompson's gazelle. For a lion, the gazelle presents a hunt that demands absolute precision. One small mistake is enough for the prey to vanish into the sea of yellowed grass. A silent approach and cutting off the escape route is the only key. The confrontation is over in an instant, brief but decisive. In the great torrent of the migration, not every individual has the strength to keep up with the grueling journey. In the unforgiving world of nature, to be slow or weak is to become a target. Muscles are weary, and reflexes are dulled after the long march. And when faced with African wild dogs, the real nightmare begins. This hunting pack achieves a success rate of up to 80%, thanks to a strategy of relentless, uncompromising pursuit. Under constant pressure from all sides, all attempts at defense are gradually worn down. At a crucial moment, the instinct for survival forces the herd to make a harsh choice: continue on, or pay the price for the slowness of one. But all endurance has its limits. As the dry season in the Masai Mara reaches its harshest peak, even the hunters begin to lose their strength. And that is when the balance of power begins to shift. In another corner of the savannah, a fully grown zebra stands face to face with a cheetah. It does not flee, but turns its back, keeping the predator at a distance with warning kicks. Scientists have measured the force of a kick from an adult zebra at nearly 3,000 newtons, enough to cause serious injury to any predator. For a cheetah, such an injury is a slow death sentence. However, when hunger strikes, other lionesses will not give up so easily. The riverbank always holds the thirsty and the unwary. Or perhaps it is they who are being careless. A colossal Cape buffalo, one of Africa's most dangerous animals, will not. It seems that across the Masai Mara, every creature is nursing a resentment towards the kings. This spirit of defiance is spreading like a movement. Only the lions refuse to accept this reality. They still believe that hunting a giant will restore their lost honor. But this time, they have failed. It will become a laughingstock across East Africa. The dry season ends with a great victory for the prey. They never sought to be rulers, but they have proven that they too are warriors. In November, the winds change, carrying moisture from the south. A chemical signal from the Serengeti beckons once more. The migrating army of 1.5 million turns for home. But this return journey has a completely different feel. Gone is the eagerness of a promise. In its place are exhaustion and the memories of loss. The gates of death at the river never open for free. In recent days, the lead male lion has watched his mates being tossed and trampled by the fierce resistance of those who were once food. For a king, it is a humiliation. But first, he must prepare. Fill his empty belly and warm his muscles. It has been a long time since this king has been at ease. The riverbank seems ready to welcome him. Perhaps a male wildebeest has grown overconfident after surviving a season of peril. It has triggered an explosion of testosterone in the ruler's blood. His fury reaches its peak. One final gift from the monarchy to bid farewell to the pilgrims. A wildebeest's horns are nothing compared to a buffalo's, but they are enough to topple the crown and pride of the land's master. The resistance spreads like an undercurrent. The wildebeest herd seems to distribute its wrath evenly across the Maasai. Adrenaline turns them into rampaging tanks. They have passed through too many gates of death, and this time they will create one for another. When the southern rains return, the Serengeti is reborn from the ashes. And with it, the great circle of migration closes perfectly. But the peace of the grasslands is merely a prelude to a battle even more primal, the fight for the immortality of the bloodline. The air is now thick with testosterone. From the battles of zebras for a harem to the brutal clashes of wildebeest. All are fighting for a single privilege, the right to write their name into the next generation. The winner will take all. The loser faces the permanent oblivion of his lineage. And then, after the conflicts, nature's greatest miracle begins to unfold. In just a few short weeks, 500,000 wildebeest calves are born in unison, flooding the plains. This population explosion occurs on fertile volcanic soil, where the grasses absorb abundant calcium and phosphorus. This precious nutrition passes into the mother's milk, helping the calves' bones develop at an extraordinary rate. It is a critical advantage, because within an hour of birth, they must be on their feet, running for their lives. But new life does not always come with peace. A harsh reality also unfolds. Among the zebras, a new dominant stallion will kill the foals of his predecessor. A cruel strategy to ensure that only his genes are passed on. And yet, in the eyes of these young creatures, there is no hatred. They do not yet know the concept of predator and prey. There is only pure curiosity, an innocence that fate one day will force them to abandon. This is the hope of their species, born from conflict and forged in danger. They will grow. They will face the river of death. They will fight their enemies. And one day, they will return to this very place to continue the timeless saga of life. While the Serengeti is immersed in the joyous dance of rain and rebirth, in the southwest of the African continent, another story is being written in sand and fire. The region of Damaraland stretches out like a pristine, undisturbed geological slice of time. This area covers nearly 18,500 square miles, lying between the Namib Desert and the Central Plateau. Damaraland rarely appears on standard tourist maps. Perhaps that is why it has retained a rare purity in the heart of Africa. Brandberg and Twyfelfontein are two prominent geological icons, with thousands of ancient rock engravings scattered across a wild and mesmerizing landscape. The extremely arid desert region in western Damaraland is where nature strips away all that is superfluous, leaving only the bare essence of survival. All that remains are seas of gravel, low dunes, cracked earth, and a sky that burns at midday. The annual rainfall here is less than 4 inches, so scarce that life must create its own opportunities to exist. By day, the temperature can easily exceed 113 degrees Fahrenheit, making the air seem to shatter in the dry heat. At night, it plummets below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, creating extreme temperature cycles. Every creature must adjust its biological rhythm just to hold its breath through the freezing desert nights, when millions of stars shine, unobscured by artificial light. Amidst the harshest land of Damaraland, a great creature quietly leaves deep footprints on the scorching ground. The desert elephant. Unlike their cousins on the green plains, they have chosen to face adversity. They have longer legs, leaner bodies, and broader ears, adaptations for long journeys and for dissipating heat. Despite their massive bodies, they can travel up to 43 miles a day in search of scarce water sources, which exist for only a few weeks each year. An extraordinary spatial memory allows them to recall the exact location of every water hole, knowledge passed down from one generation to the next. A matriarchal social structure is the foundation that holds the herd together amidst the aridity. The herd is led by the oldest, most experienced female. This individual holds the invisible map of the desert in her mind, guiding her family through the arid labyrinth. Her every decision directly impacts the survival of each member. But things are becoming ever more difficult. Climate change is reducing the already meager rainfall and altering the flow of the ephemeral rivers. The scarcity of water and vegetation is forcing the desert elephants closer to human settlements, leading to increasing conflict. Today, only about 150 of these desert elephants remain. Marching alongside the desert elephant is a creature of equal resilience, the black rhino. This is the most unique subspecies of black rhino, now restricted to a few semi-arid regions of Namibia, including Damaraland. They occupy a natural habitat of roughly 9,600 square miles, forming the largest wild population of black rhinos on the planet. A single individual may command a territory of up to 190 square miles. Despite their poor eyesight, they rely on an extremely keen sense of smell and hearing to navigate. Even on steep slopes, the black rhino can climb to find food. When threatened, it can charge at 30 miles per hour. The most unique evolution of this species lies in its diet. They favor succulent plants, particularly the Euphorbia damarana, a plant whose sap is toxic to most other animals. The digestive system of the black rhino, however, can completely neutralize these toxins. During the harsh dry season, this becomes the only source of life that remains. The ability to endure long periods without drinking is a key survival strategy. They can survive for 3 to 4 days without water, obtaining the moisture they need from plants. According to a 2024 report by Save the Rhino International, Namibia is now home to over 2,200 black rhinos, accounting for the vast majority of the global population of the subspecies Diceros bicornis bicornis. In the silence of the desert, a puff adder glides discreetly over the cracked earth. Its body blends with the hot sand. It makes no sound, it does not hurry, but it is always ready for a precise strike. A master of camouflage, the puff adder is one of Africa's most feared predators. The patterns on its skin render it almost invisible among the rocks and shrubs. It can lie motionless for hours, waiting for the ideal moment. With an incredibly fast bite, its venom enters the prey's body, causing tissue destruction, hemorrhaging, and intense pain. Unlike many snakes that choose to flee, the puff adder confronts a threat head-on. It inflates its body, hisses, and is ready to strike immediately. This behavior makes it the snake responsible for the most bites in sub-Saharan Africa. Its venom is not the most chemically potent, but it is extremely dangerous due to the large quantity injected and the snake's wide distribution. Its venom is a cytotoxin, a powerful agent that specializes in destroying cells and tissues. A victim can suffer swelling, skin discoloration, blistering, and necrosis, which can spread in minutes. A single bite can inject 150 to 350 milligrams of venom, many times the lethal dose for an adult human. In areas without medical facilities, the mortality rate can be as high as 20%. It is not just the venom, but the speed of its attack that makes the puff adder a true menace. It can launch a strike in just a quarter of a second, faster than the human eye can register. Scattered across Damaraland are massive granite outcrops. They are natural shelters for creatures that know how to disappear under the fierce sun. The rugged topography of these rock formations creates unique microclimates. By day, the temperature can exceed 104 degrees Fahrenheit, But inside the crevices, it remains cool, creating a haven for reptiles. These outcrops also hold immense cultural value. Over 2,500 rock engravings at Twyfell-Fontaine, dating from 2,000 to 6,000 years ago, depict the ancestral connection of the Sand People to nature. On the Brandberg, Namibia's highest mountain, one finds the White Lady painting, which depicts a hunting ceremony painted with local mineral pigments. Within the cracks of the granite boulders, the rock hyrax, also known as the dassie, navigates through every crevice. It may resemble a rodent, but its closest living evolutionary relative is the elephant. A surprising relationship hidden beneath a coat of grey fur and a plump body. They spend up to 95% of their day at rest, a biological strategy to compensate for their poor ability to regulate body temperature. They use the sun's rays as a natural thermostat. The soles of their feet have moist pads that act like suction cups, allowing them to cling to vertical rock faces, where eagles and leopards can hardly reach. Their complex digestive system allows them to break down cellulose from the driest, toughest plants of the desert. They are a small but essential link, helping to maintain the balance of this harsh ecosystem. At an altitude of over 3,000 feet, a winged shadow circles in silence. The martial eagle, one of the 5 largest eagles in Africa and a true warrior. Its body can be over 3 feet long, with a wingspan of nearly 9 feet, and weighing up to 14 pounds. Its feathers provide perfect camouflage among the dry branches and red cliffs. Its eyes can spot prey from over 3 miles away. An absolute advantage in Damaraland, where vegetation is sparse. With its sheer power, the martial eagle occupies the top of the food chain in these semi-arid ecosystems. However, this icon of power is losing its strength in the modern world. Since 2020, the International Union for Conservation of Nature has listed this species as endangered. The main causes are hunting, poisoning, habitat loss, and collisions with power lines.